It's always an adventure with Miss Hart. It just is. See that? That's a forest fire. And if you hear closely, you can hear thunder. The forest fire is literally creating its own weather. So that just tells you how hot it's burning on the other side of the ridge there. When the heat of the fire is rising up, it is mixing with the colder, higher elevation air, and it's literally, it's smoke and clouds, and it's been booming. I made a video for Sierra Nevada, and so basically thunder is a little sonic boom. So if you see things falling in the sky behind me, it's not rain, it's ash. It's literally pieces of stuff this big coming down, burned trees and what have you. The fire is at Shaver Lake, which is pretty sad because I spent a lot of my youth at Shaver Lake. Ooh. You guys can probably hear that. It's a strange day. Lighting's weird, the air's weird, and the weather's weird. And that's the direction I have to go. It's always storming on me. Whoops, almost lost my phone. Okay, so your upcoming project is on supply and demand. And so I want to talk briefly about what the law of supply is and what the law of demand is. And actually talk about toilet paper because, the pandemic and everybody is like, oh my God, buy all the toilet paper, which I still don't understand. It's like, I don't know. That's an interesting topic, but we will talk about it. It actually makes sense in relationship to the law of demand. Okay, so law of demand is something that the consumer, it makes a lot of sense to us because when we go to the store and we see something on sale, you're like, yes, right? I can buy more. And especially if it's something you wanted already and you were willing to buy it and you see it on sale, the chances of you buying more of it, oh my goodness. See, I wasn't lying. There's chunks of the forest landing everywhere. So I've had a few of them fly in my mouth on my ride. So at any rate, back to what we were saying. So the law of demand is as prices fall, demand increases. And that makes sense. Consumers like that. We like prices to fall. This is the whole PR behind Walmart. Prices are falling. All right. But the law of supply is a little more complicated because most of us don't think like a supplier. We tend to think like a consumer. But if you're a business person, then you totally get the law of supply because you want to supply more goods and services at the highest price possible. So if you're like a pizza maker, you don't want to give away pizza dirt cheap. You want to sell pizza for the highest price possible that people are willing to buy. And then you usually figure this out with a supply schedule, right? If pizza was 50 cents and everyone would buy pizza, I don't care how crappy it is, you'd still buy it for 50 cents. I don't know. What the hell? It's pizza. 50 cents? Pizza. We'd all buy pizza for 50 cents. But a lot of us would go, oh, $10 a slice? No, I don't think so. That's how I've got some gold flake, gold leaf, Gucci pizza, right? We draw the line for certain goods and services at a certain price point, and our demand for those goods would drop if the price goes up. And of course, then supply would drop as well, right? You're not going to be selling $10 pieces of pizza. So in essence, you have to kind of find the balance between supply and demand, right? The supplier has to sell the pizza or whatever good it might be at the highest price possible without lowering demand. And then you have to be comfortable with that price point. And this is called market equilibrium, kind of where they come in the middle. And, if you don't find that equilibrium, then consumers are going to go out and they're going to find things like substitutes. They'll go and find something to replace that good or service with. So let's talk toilet paper. Okay, let's talk the crap. That was a bad joke. Okay, toilet paper. During the pandemic, man, you go into the grocery store and it was gone. No toilet paper. It's like the craziest thing ever. And that was like the first thing to go. Then it was like rice and then eggs. Oh, I was going crazy trying to get eggs. Okay. The reason why toilet paper was flying off the shelves is because it's inelastic. Wait, I always get inelastic. Yes, it's inelastic. All right, sorry. Hang on, Miss Hart's brain is a little fried. I've been riding uphill for a while. Okay, so toilet paper is inelastic, meaning that you're not going to be sensitive to price changes. Toilet paper got expensive during the pandemic. Suddenly, like, a common 8-pack became like $12. It's like, yeah, and it's not even Charmin. It's not even the good stuff. But you bought it anyway because you're like, oh my God, toilet paper, is there some on the shelf? Snap it up. And then, you bought 2 because you're like, when will I see toilet paper again? And then, of course, that's driving demand up, but then drives prices up. So no matter how expensive toilet paper gets, you're probably going to buy it because there's really not many substitutes for it. Well, there are. Let me find a substitute here. I don't know. If you really had to, you could make this work. But this is not practical, okay? This is why you're going to pay whatever it costs for toilet paper. So some goods tend to be inelastic, meaning you're just going to pay for it. Gasoline, you can make the argument that it's elastic or inelastic because there's electric cars. There's bikes, like what I'm on today. You can find a way to avoid using a car. But by and large, most of us need a car to commute. So it's kind of like you're going to pay what you got to pay for gas. But orange juice, if orange juice got super expensive, like $10 a gallon, that's elastic. You don't need orange juice at all. You can find a substitute. You can go get some Sunny D, which, you know what? When I was a kid, I loved that stuff. There's just that chemical taste to it, that fake orange. Something about it. So good. So maybe I need to go downhill and get some Sunny D and not get electrocuted up the mountain. That would be a plan. So hopefully that helps you understand a little bit about supply and demand, inelasticity and elastic. Hopefully Miss Hart didn't get the 2 mixed up in her head, which I tend to do, and it's easy to do. So even I'm not perfect when it comes to the econ terms, but I think I got it right. And if not, oh well, we'll all survive. Unlike me in this dark doom that I'm about to partake in. So I'm trying to think if there's, I know, compliments. That's another term you're going to come across. And this is also a fun term because you all know what they are. When you go to the grocery store, these are the things that go together, right? Ketchup and mustard. And also, next time you're in a grocery store, take a look around. There's compliments everywhere. You notice where peanut butter is always at? It's on the bread aisle. Guess why? Because, it's also by the jelly. Because jelly, bread, and peanut butter make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Those are compliments. You're more likely to buy something you didn't set out to buy. You're more likely to buy a compliment because they're together. I just did it the other day. Actually, I did it Friday. I was in the grocery store. I needed ketchup. Mayo was on sale, and I bought it. Now I got 2 jugs of mayo. So, mayo is the new toilet paper. At any rate, this is a long video. I'm rambling. So, happy Monday, and we'll talk about your project next.